Let me get the mic.
That might be a good idea.
No, I was saying because, like, stylistically and like physically, it just makes no sense. You know what I mean? Like in terms of Jake being better than Face Tempo, he's 6'4". What is he like he's cruiserweight anyway, but like his reach is like what? It's like John Jones.
It's crazy.
AJ reach, and I'm like, bro.
And he does have knockout power, which we've seen.
There you go.
And his form is not bad.
It's not bad at all.
So it's literally another Logan Paul situation.
I think seeing KSI train now, he does look a bit more tight. So when he comes on the inside,
What do you mean by that?
you know, he's probably got a bit more chance to hit the body and stuff. But stylistically, it's a way harder fight than Jake. Man.
Yeah.
Jake, same height, roughly same weight. You could give or take £10, but
Only thing, obviously, that gives Jake the advantage is how like he's been active.
yeah, experience.
And he is pretty good, to be honest. We can't lie.
No,
He is good.
Anybody with anybody who's true, like who says it speaks the truth, will admit that Jake is a relatively decent boxer.
Oh yeah.
I'd say if you're an amateur boxer, he's probably an amateur boxer with 20 fights. You know what I mean? In terms of
Around
skill
that,
level,
maybe.
you know what I mean. So he's
Well,
relatively decent.
If we put everything into consideration, like conditioning,
yeah,
skill,
Yeah.
you know, everything, performance, I'd say amateur level, but maybe
Mid to high amateur level.
4 or 5 fights.
yeah,
That's purely based because he's not conditioned that well.
yeah.
That's why his fights aren't as active.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, obviously amateurs, they are conditioned well because they need to just score points. Like,
Bro, we've been to amateur fights, man, and like I've trained and been around people who are training for amateur fights, and Steve, our coach, has always said like amateurs is just non-stop. Like it's throw as many punches. If
like,
you throw 100,
sparring an amateur fighter is different
harder.
to just sparring.
Pro.
You know, someone that just spars and you know
If you were sparring
knows
like
with
Sam
boxing.
or Ricky, you get more time to rest in between. But when they hit you, obviously it's harder and it hurts more.
Oh, yeah.
But like if you're fighting an amateur, they're constantly on you non-stop. Like the throwing punches, whether or not it's with technique or whatever, the throwing punches, and you know it's a lot harder to counter them because you're just getting lit up. You know what
Literally,
I mean?
yeah, all the time.
But yeah, I think. What do you think about this tempo fighter?
I feel like the only thing that would get KSI a win is his work rate.
Yeah.
And pressure. That's it. Like going back to what fight did he have last? The Swarms and Pineda fight. Yeah. He looked terrible. He still looked terrible. Like
Yeah.
I think I might have already said this, but when he's punching to the body, you know, his other hand is down. Like he'll throw a big right to body, and his left hand is all below his waist.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So
Like, and I think the thing is, he's obviously training for like 4 or 5 fights now. When you're training for fights, them sort of things are like the things you focus on first. Not how much power you can put out, not how much you can move your footwork. It's keep your hands up when you're throwing punches. Keep crisp technique. Don't let your hands go down, because when you're a beginner, that's when you get hurt the most. It's 'cause you don't know how to.
You just need to stick to the basics.
Exactly.
That's literally it.
And I think that's the thing you need to work on into basics, because that's all you need to beat. You know, Face Tempo or Jake Paul, they're not exactly higher level opponents like Lomachenko,
No.
where he's going to be stepping to the side and
Yeah,
you know,
they're not that
slipping.
level.
Exactly, you know what I mean? He's not going to be slipping shots like Roy Jones Jr., is he? You know what I mean? He's going to be there to be hit by, you know, basic shots, and that's all he needs, man. But that's another reason why SALTPAPI's so good.
Yeah.
Because,
Oh my god,
like,
I'm such a fan of SALTPAPI,
he's
man.
sick of it, to be honest. That fight against Josh Bruckner's a good fight.
Yeah.
It's a good match.
I say SALTPAPI wins that.
Honestly, same here. I think the only thing that gets him is the size difference. Like, it's big. Like, SALTPAPI's like, what, an inch, probably inch shorter than me. He's like 5'7", isn't he?
Really?
5'8".
I didn't even know that.
And then Josh Bruckner's like your size.
Oh damn, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
But then again, with how good SALTPAPI is with his movement,
Of course, yeah.
I think he has the edge.
And because obviously Josh Bruckner's last fight, it weren't the best display of his abilities.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Who let that
He's
guy in the ring?
5'6", SALTPAPI,
That
bro.
chase. He's 5'6".
Yeah. So
Nah.
it's a big difference, but I think his skill level makes up for the disparity in height. Because let's be honest, he's probably got the best feints and the best sort of setups.
To be honest, he's probably up there with the best influencer boxers. Like,
Yeah, for sure. In terms of technique and ability.
In terms of technique, he's probably the best influencer boxer. Like, up there with Jake Paul.
Because that knockout, bro, and like you watch that shit back, like, that's what pro boxers do, man. Like one hook round, like it was like a hook sort of right.
Yeah.
And then the second one was, I'm like, bro, I don't think I could do a knockout like that.
The guy was out on his feet and he landed 2 extra punches as well as he was falling.
It's like when Pereira knocked out Sean Strickland. Yeah, it was that sort of knockout where he's knocked out on his feet, and then as he's going down, he hits him again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, bro. But let's be honest, SALTPAPI is a dangerous fighter for anybody who's not a Logan Paul sort of size character. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Because that's the thing that I say. The reason why KSI can fight somebody like Logan Paul or Face Tempo is because he is about 5'11", 6 foot. So he's big enough to fight people who are like 4 inches higher than him. But when you go down to like SALTPAPI, it's like that, you know, that gap is bigger. You know, what I mean? It's way bigger than somebody who's 5'11", and SALTPAPI is what, 5'6". If he's fighting like a Logan Paul, man,
That's tough.
It's hard.
That is
It'd be
tough.
a hard fight for him.